Hello, hello, this is JilliBling. Today's project looks nice, a lot of new product, looks a little bit simple, but the inside might wow you. So there's that. And then a gift card holder. So what do you think? So I'll show you all the steps to make this, and in the video description are the paper cut sizes so you can make it too. Look at these little bees on here. Are those just adorable? The minute I saw the bees, I knew I wanted to do something like this. Have a nice greeting and then just the 3 bees. Then these frames from Storybook Friends frames, I've used them on every project since I've received them and I love them. I keep wanting to use them over and over, and there's 3 different frames. And this is the first time I'm using this one. And they work beautifully. They're very nice. Okay, you ready to get started? Just 3 colors of ink. Pool Party, Versamark, and Memento. And of course we'll be using Delightful Wishes bundle and sketch butterflies for the greetings. Layered Florals embossing folder for the inside. Right here is where the embossing folder is. And this card is thick. I mean, when somebody receives this, they know you care. Delightful Wishes dies and Storybook Friends dies. All the frame ones are in use. Okay, so here we go. All these pieces mean something, including these little pieces here. And most of these products are in the new catalog that begins on January 7th. And this is called Delightful Wishes. And we will be using brushed silver and gold for details, just the gold for the details on the flowers. And designer paper. Is that just fresh brightness, happiness? So I think I have all the sheets here. Look how pretty this is. That's the one we're using today. This one we used yesterday. Oh, I'll show you that card in just a minute. This was yesterday's too, with the blue pool party background. Cute. Oh, I want to use that pecan pie linen. Oh, look at that, how fresh it is. That's very nice. Every page in here is very nice. Oh, and then it comes with, or in addition, you could get a package of the vellum. So this is the vellum. I haven't used it yet. Not quite sure. See how pretty that is? And then blue. And little flowers. It's very delicate and very nice in person. What's real nice is that the flowers, the white, stands up beautifully on the vellum. Maybe I could take my frame. See how nice that is? How well it stands up. Beautiful paper. Okay, so let's get started. All these things mean something. These little shards of paper are for cutting off on one of the layers. And you don't have to do that, but on this inside part of the card, if I had it at full size, such as 4 1/4, it would be hanging out, because there's no way you could get it right up to the edge, have your card perfectly folded in half. So if you take off, what is that, maybe a 32nd of an inch, it fits perfectly. And then the same thing with the length. If I had it at the regular length, this inside part would be hanging over the edge. And right now there's just a little bit of this part of the card showing. But I think it makes it worth it because when you close up the card, it's all contained right here. There aren't bits and pieces hanging out. So that's what that's all about. Okay, so let's just start with the front pieces. And here is the middle pieces and the part for the gift card. We'll do those in just a minute. So this piece we don't need the trimmer for. Okay, so regular card. This part is easy. Exactly what you would expect. So I'll fold it in half. And these papers, including 1/4 sheet of white paper, is what is needed to make the flowers and the leaves. And the little flower gold centers. So we'll use this in just a minute. But in the meantime, you could just get this all layered. Oh, it's been a while. Since last night. I had it all planned. And you know how in the middle of the night you kind of wake up and it's like, oh, okay, go back to sleep. My thought whenever I would wake up is, I cannot wait to show you this card. Just because I love it so much. It's a little bit overdone, but that seems to be what I've been doing lately. So layers and layers. Put lots of layers, everything matches, right? And this card, I really wanted it to focus on the bees. But if you have bees just on the front, and if you're going to put anything on the inside, it's like, well, what should I put on there? So I didn't use the die cuts too much in the first card. Oh, I didn't show you the first card. First card. That was a fun fold too. So here it is. So it stands up like this. And look how pretty the front is. And this is all part of that same bundle. Isn't that just nice? So that was the first one. And I have one more to go, and that's going to be in neutrals. I hope. After playing with all these bright colors, I don't know if I could do neutrals. Okay, and so the frame, I already have that cut out. And that, like I mentioned, is from Storybook Friends. These are all the leaves and flower dies. So we'll cut this out on black, right here. And it conveniently punches out the center. I want my center to be white so I could stamp the words on it. So I took another piece of paper, put it right over here, just that big. And I have it ready to roll. Okay, so to stamp the words, let's stamp the same words, the happy birthday. So I'm going to do Embossing Buddy. And Versamark ink into Wishing You a Beautiful Birthday. And I'm going to try to get it as low as possible on this little white paper. It's kind of convenient that I have the blending brushes, just a little bit of the pool party, so it helps me see the edge. So I'm going to do it as low as possible and as straight as possible. Yep, we have Bruiser here. He's visiting for the weekend. I think I hear his tummy talking. He might need to go. Let's see. See how far I get. Oh, I thought I did my embossing buddy. It doesn't look too good. Okay, that's okay. If ever you have your little paper and it's got the little freckles all over it, the embossing tool kit comes with this little brush, which is very nice. I'm going to try to get off some of those little black dots. And if this doesn't work, like I can't get it into the middle of the Y, I have another little trick. He's laying down. I put a blanket right there by the door, the window. And he's laying on it. Okay, so this is looking good except for the center of the Y. So take your tool and just kind of dislodge the little granules. And then many times they just fall off. So see if that works in here. And if it doesn't, I'll turn it over and use the putty part to pick it up off of there. See, that worked really good in the center. But say that it didn't, I would take this end and I would pick up any little dots I saw. And I think that's worth it because you'll probably after a little bit have to refresh your putty. But I think it's worth it to get a good embossed image. Tools, and then this one. Oop, I see another a little speck. Okay. Then do the heat tool. Sometimes you just need to catch the reflection to make sure you got all of the areas. Okay. Nice. So, this black frame goes on with dimensionals. And on the sample, I way overdid it on dimensionals. I think I have 2 big ones per side, and then I added on more. I added on the little ones in the corner. And as I was putting them on, it's like, oh, I really don't need this much, but I do need the little one in the corner. So I'm going to try to be a little wiser this time. Okay, looking good. So scrolly and pretty, swirly. Okay, dimensionals. So we'll use both sizes. Okay, try to be smart. So in the corners, I'll put minis. And then in the center of each of the 4 sides, I'll put regular. See, that's better. I don't need 2 per side. Okay. That's good. So this goes right in the middle. Just like that. And then this, it's attached right in here. Okay. Oop. How's that look? Okay, and then the butterflies. What else do I have over here? I have a chair tape we'll use. Oh, when it comes to cutting the flowers, I'll use this little cheat sheet and I'll go through what the notes mean. And it's just ideas to help out. And then we have ribbon. Ribbon is fun. 3 butterflies. And this comes in a package of 40, or bees. So I'll put one in the middle, and then beside it. And I could shift them after I have them attached. Okay, here's my picker-upper tool. They're so small. They're so detailed and delicate too. I have a feeling that these are going to sell out really fast. So if you like them, get them. And get lots of them. There's only 40 in a package. Okay, so at first I had it right centered, the bee centered in between the words and the frame. And it looked okay, but when I dropped the bees a little bit closer to the words, I like it better, just because it's a little bit more stating this is the focal point. Where when you look at it with the bees up a little bit higher, it's like, oh, here's a whole bunch of pretty, oh, the frame is pretty. But when you have the bees close to the words, this is right here. This is what you're looking at. Okay, dry. And the next thing is we need to make flowers and leaves. And we're definitely going to need them for the inside. None of them in there. So at this point, if I were you, I would be overwhelmed. Like, okay, tell me how many big flowers, little flowers. Oh, that flower isn't just a flower. It's got the detail on it. Oh, there's a center part. Oh my gosh, okay. And then the leaves. You're like, oh, okay, I'll just do some leaves. But there's two different sizes. There's the larger one and the smaller one. And the both of them have two pieces to them. So if I hold it up close, you might be able to see the two pieces on here. And I know, first of all, black leaves probably don't exist, but it goes with my project. And I like how they look. And I didn't want to introduce another color. And there are two layers. Let me see if I could get the light right. There are two layers to each of the leaves. So I have a cheat sheet. So if you're going to make this card, get your little fingers on your two buttons so you could do the screenshot, because I'll show you what you need to make. Okay, this gets set off to the side because soon we'll put the little pieces in here. Not quite yet. Okay. Well, look at that. So we have, and I'll go through these, and you have dies. If you have this bundle, you have dies for all this. You have the large flower. There's two size flowers. Large, well actually three sizes, medium and small. So you have these two plus the detail. You have the medium flower plus the detail. And then three of these little itty bitty round flowers, and there's no additional white detail to these flowers. Then for the flower centers, you have three different flavors. See the difference? And you know, at first I was throwing all these things away, thinking, oh, little garbage, flower center pieces. But no, that's going to become flower centers. And it's really cute if you layer them up. I mean, you could go crazy where you do this one maybe in black, and then this one in gold, or in the gray tones, or in the green tones, or yellows. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with it. And I don't know if you could see over here. Maybe if you concentrate and look, you know, I'll slide all these leaf pieces off. So here they are. So there's two different size leaves. There's the large ones in the detail. Then there's the smaller leaves in the detail. So I know that these at this point just stick together. So let's do that. So I'll take the detail. And at first I was gluing the whole thing. And then I figured you really just need the top and the bottom. The rest of it will just naturally stick together. Line it up, line it up. Okay, let it dry. I don't think I have any stories. No stories today. Yesterday I told my pot pie story. I'd love to hear your comments on that. Or other things that you have a childhood remembery about. It's like, what was your favorite ice cream? And were you lucky enough to have the ice cream truck? When I would go visit cousins or friends, they had the ice cream truck, but it didn't come to our area. They were always rural. And in the ice cream truck, my sister always got the dreamsicle, and that was orange with the cream in the center. And then I think they had a strawberry one too, which she liked. There was this one, and I don't really know how to describe it, don't really know what it is, but it's chocolate based, and it is, this one's being a little tricky, but I would like to say that it was just chocolate ice cream, and then maybe it was rolled in nuts, but the nuts weren't crunchy, and that might be because they were sitting on the ice cream for so long. But I love that one. In my past, I remembered the name of it. My mom and dad liked the ice cream sandwiches or the, what is that? Just a standard cone dipped with chocolate on it. You can get it with or without chocolate. What about my brother? My brother, I think he had a hard time with chocolate, so he would do some fruity flavor something. I don't remember what he liked. But keep in mind that the only time that we would ever get to have an ice cream truck was when we were visiting someone. And it was like, that was everything. Give me some money! It's here, I don't want it to go. I think everyone has Trader Joe's. Did you know at Trader Joe's in the freezer department, and I didn't know this till just a few months ago, Tony's sister Kathy introduced me to this. They have these little cones, and I'm like, ice cream cone, okay, whatever, really? She goes, oh my gosh, they're so perfect. And I'm like, why are they so perfect? She goes, because they're little, and there's not much guilt. I mean, when I'm talking little, they are the perfect size. They are, if you hold it in your hand, it's maybe this big as the cone, and then the ice cream is that big. And they have all different kinds of ice cream. Some of them are chocolate dipped, but they are good. So when Tony saw me and he pulled them out, he goes, these are really small. And I'm like, well, yeah. So he would always come into here and he'd bring me 2. I'm like, I don't need 2. He goes, but they're really small. And I didn't argue with him because I love having treats brought. Okay, so I'm going to put a hint of Pool Party on the inside of each of these flowers, only because, like the black leaves you're looking at, it's nice to have a little bit of difference in color. And I'm not really making it so that the flower looks like it's blue, but I'm just trying to make it look like there's the petals are in a deeper place than the top part. And then also to help define the top part a little bit. So, kind of like they're white, with a little bit of shadows. This one's kind of hard. But there's no white going on top. It's just the gold going on top of this. But when I left them plain white, it looked like opening a coloring book and saying, you haven't colored any pages. It just looked too blah. Okay, so that's it, just a hint. Okay, so let's build some flowers. Okay, so I do have tips. Oh, here, this might be convenient. So what you need to make for this project of 2 of each flower, which is the large and the small, 3 bitty flowers, which are these right here, the gold. It says 3 by 3 centers, and that just means that there's 3 dies, and you want to run it through 3 times. So you see the centers. And then the black, the leaf die, you want to run it three times, and there's 4 different dies. If you're making this, back up a little bit, and then write it down. Okay, so for lining up the flowers, if you just keep twisting it, you'll get it. But I'm hoping to show you that on this piece and that piece is where you line it up. So if I hold it here close, see how this part here is a little bit jagged? And then this piece here is a little bit jagged. And they perfectly line up. Excuse me. The same with the small. And you could kind of tell by the shape of this, that's the bottom of the flower. And then this pointy part with the double, that part goes into this double. Hold on. Okay. It could be worse. It's not terrible. Sometimes there's like a coughing fit, and I don't know why. It's only when I talk. Okay, it's going to be good. Oh, and speaking of flashbacks, when you were a kid, did you like cherry lifesavers? Or did you have cough drops that tasted good and they didn't taste like Vicks Vapor Rub? This right here. I think it was last year. And Tony kept getting cough drops, and it's like, he goes, I got you the honey kind, but it still tastes like you're eating a eucalyptus branch. It's like, well, what happened to like the days gone by when there was cough drops and they worked and they taste good? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the only kind to get. But I found them, and they're good. I like it. Okay, so I'm flipping this around. This right here is the jagged part. This right here is a jagged part. Okay, let's see if it works. Yes. Ooh, maybe. This part's hanging off. We can't have a flower center hanging off. It has to be on the flower. Oh, there it goes. Okay. One done. Let's see if I could do it again. I have to find my jagged parts. I think this right here is it. And this right here is it. That part there kind of looks like a square block or something. That might help. Or you could do what I did and just keep twisting it until all of a sudden it works. Or when you get your new catalog, you could look in there and it shows how it fits on there perfectly. Jagged part, jagged part. See, that's gonna work. Yep. Love it when a plan comes together. Did I do the right amount of these? Yeah, 2 big ones. Okay. And 2 little ones. So this one you could kind of tell. That's the bottom. This flower, you could tell. That's the bottom. So I have a tip. When you're putting glue on something to stick it, and if what you're sticking it to has ink underneath, such as my blending brush, work and pool party, if you put this on and then you decide, I don't think it goes there, I want to move it around. I'm listening to what Bruiser is doing over there. So I have a little drop of glue right there, and it kind of distorts the blending brush look. It moistens the blending brush ink, and it kind of pulls it and makes it dark in a spot. And if ever that's happened to you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Bruiser is a Boston, and he weighs like 40 pounds, and he's just a little type. When I saw him laying next to Bo, it's like, oh, he's like fun-sized. But that dog can drink a lot. Like a lot. Not, oh, he's having a drink and he's drinking a lot. He drinks all the time and a lot. He's never had an accident. Okay, now we can start decorating him with pretty stuff. So how these pieces go on, I don't know. I just fudge it and pretend like I know. Just because this little white flower is very similar on all sides, I'm pretending like it doesn't matter. So let's just put these on. Right there, right in the middle. I should try using my little tweezers. I'll try that on the next one. Because I think they're like Teflon or something. That little tip is nice. I hear him behind me. I don't know if he's at the door like, I need to go, or if he's laying on his bed. He's laying on his bed looking at the door. You can wait just a bit. So now if this works, I'll be doing it all the time. Definitely cleaner. Oh, that does work. Okay, he's right here by my side. Oh no. If I let him go, then I'll have to get him. Okay, so these flowers, I'm putting this little blob of gold on it, and the big flowers are getting the big blob. The big embellishment. And I could put the glue on, because it takes a minute to set. Then the glue might be sticky rather than just all liquid. Okay. And let's see how this is. I have 3 of them. I only need 2. Okay. Well, I have extras. And I'm not sure if it goes on any particular way, but mine are being random today. Okay, these get to go into the die tray for someone who doesn't have them. Yay! Okay, so let's put one of these flowers and one small leaf onto the front. So this flower goes right here. So I'll put glue under all that. Then a small leaf. At the end I started thinking, oh, that needs another leaf. Oh, that needs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this card is so thick already. I need to just let it be. Okay, so we are done with the outside of the card. And that would be beautiful just as it is. And then just put a little liner, a little bit of stamping. Perfect. But, You know I like a challenge. Let's take out these pieces because we have to do a little bit of scoring. I don't want to lose them. Oh, I think he might need to go out. Okay, so scoring. Here's my paper. Okay, so let's do this piece right here. And it is 4 1/4 by 11 with just a little bit trimmed off. So that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 3 1/2 and 9. Bruiser, do you need to go? That's this piece right here. Bo, do you need to go out? Okay, scored at 3 1/2 and 9. Bo? 3 1/2. 9. Okay. I'm being a bad dog mom. But I know that he holds it all day, like 10 hours. So he should be fine. Okay, so we can decorate these pieces. And this just gets put on here. Right in the middle. You know what, my paper, I didn't cut it straight. I see a little bit hanging there and here. It's gonna drive me crazy. Let me trim it. Okay, and then this one gets stuck on here. Okay, and then I have daffodil pieces already cut and textured with the floral embossing folder. It's just so pretty. Because it has texture, I'm going to be a little heavy on the glue. I was looking at the flowers, and I think this side looks up. Okay. And this piece. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let's decorate this. So I'm going to wrap this ribbon around, then put the flowers on. And this ribbon's purpose is to hold, see how this moves? Like, look right down in here. But the ribbon holds this panel down, so it keeps this flap inside of here. So I'm going to put the ribbon on. The ribbon is right here, and I'm going to go around 2 times, then I'll decorate it with the flowers. So it goes here, and I'll make it pretty in just a minute. 2, and then that much for gluing. Tear tape, just because tear tape works so quick and it's so strong. There. And I'll put another piece in just a minute. Okay, take off the paper. So if you have all of your pieces cut and we do this together, it won't be confusing because you'll have everything right in front of you. So I'm doing it at just a little bit of an angle, because see how there's maybe 1/8 of an inch up at the top? Just a little bit of a difference. Okay, that's all that's to it. And see how that holds this flap closed? But it's not sealed down, it's not locked down. Okay, so this piece is now ready to go to the inside of the card. Let me just make sure that it will fit. Because remember how I trimmed off those little bits? So it fits fine in here. There's just a little bit, maybe a 32nd of an inch. Then when I close it, it closes fine. Okay, so I'm going to put tear tape over these and then put glue all around it and place it right into the card. I'm going to get right to the top. Then glue everywhere. This is like one thick card. When you get this, you know I care. Before even opening it, you could just tell. So it goes right in here. It should perfectly fit. That looks good. And make sure it closes. Okay. But see how you can't see any of it? Like maybe from my angle, you could see a little bit of the ribbon, but otherwise it is just fine. Okay, so let's decorate. Gonna need that for more scoring. So the flowers, where are those flowers? Here they are. So 2 big ones go down flat, right here. I was going to put it there, but this part is hanging over, the detail is hanging over. I don't like that. This one goes here. Good. Then this goes on with a couple of dimensionals. So I think the next one I'm going to do a little bit easy because this one in particular, it's become a little excessive. I don't know how that happened. I should have stopped with just the bees on the front. That's cute. So this one is kind of raised up. And one more raised up. And this one is flat with glue. kind of tuck right under there. I don't want it to be a blob of white, so I'm leaving a little bit of yellow showing. Daffodil Delight. Okay, so now for the leaves. Because that's okay. But when you put the leaves on, it's all dramatic and all fancy. I think he's laying over by, oh, I was going to say he's laying by Bo, but here he is. Oh, and then I'm going to do glue here, and then a dimensional at the end, just so it's kind of popped up a little bit. Oh, I don't have too much room. Well, open my dimensional is coming off. It says because there's glue here. So that can go there. I'm shaking it up a little bit. Let's put that double bow on. Oh, he's on his pretend bed, but he's not relaxing. So why is this ribbon kind of all, it's not flat, it's folded over. Trying to make this one smaller. Well, because the ribbon is folded over, it makes it look smaller. I need like that mini iron. One time I tried to, it's like, oh, we just need some heat. So I took out my heat tool and I tried to put heat on it to flatten it. And it had an acrylic based ribbon. And some of you know where I'm going with this. That thing shriveled up to less than a raisin size in no time flat. I'm like, what happened? So I'd like to say that's not a good idea, but about a month after that, I was doing a vintage card. And I thought, you know, that shriveled up, vintagey looking ribbon would be perfect here. And I tried it. That was like the eye candy to the project. See, it's folding over. So, therefore, moral of the story, be careful what you try to put the heat tool to. And we have another 2 leaves. I think putting them, the big ones on these little, it's just too much. Well, that looks good there. I don't know where I'm going to put the other one. Okay, so glue at the bottom and mini dimensional. He's just very restless. I think he thinks his people are coming home today. Okay, those look good there. This one, he's all by myself. How did I get away with it? Oh, I put it under the ribbon. But I think it needs something up here. Okay, how about right there? Yeah. Or I could make more. You know, put more on this project. Yeah. Okay. Well, the leaf has a nice end to it, so we're going with it. Okay, so then 2 little ones. And I'll stick them together first. So I'll put some glue up here on the detail. I want one longer than the other. This is where I'm taking advantage of the black on black. You can't tell that they're not meeting at the top. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that is done. So we have the top done, the middle part done. Now we just have to do this. And don't worry, it won't take too long. So it's just these pieces right here. And this paper is cut to 4 by 7, score it 1/2 in 5 inches. So score it at 1/2 right there and 5 inches. Okay. Oh, and then I'm using a new punch. Look at this. It is Hugs for Love, bright borders. Aren't they cute? And see how there's a little point on it? That goes with these. New catalog. Lots of fun. Still don't know the name of it though. Okay, so I'm going to put, this is going to be like a thumb hole. Oh, and you know what? I know this is 4 inches. And I just got to know where the center is. That's where the center is. Just drop it in a little bit, just so you know there's something in there. Okay, so in here we have the gift card part, and then this part folds down this way. That's what makes this kind of pop up as you pull open this flap of the card. Okay, so this part is so easy, you're gonna wonder, why does it look so hard? It's kind of magic what it does. So this is the gift card part. It's gonna slide into here. This little flap that we just scored, I'm going to put glue all over this 1/2 inch flap. Right down, get it like right into this crease. And I want the glue to go onto this panel. So, trying to be thin because I don't want any spillage. Then get it centered. I'm looking at how much is here, how much is here. I'm going to close the door. I'm trying to get right into this crack. Okay, let's see if it works. If it works, I'm going to give it a second to dry. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, dry. See, that could be a whole card front right there too. And maybe put some words over it. Hello. Oh, and then I was trying to put bling on here. I'm like, this is, I'm getting carried away here. There's all kinds of new bling. Where did I put it? I was thinking, oh, these are like flat, low profile dots. Then I was thinking, oh, this here. Or maybe if I did the flower centers with bubble bath or fresh freesia, then have these. It's like, this is too much. It's good just like this. Okay, these pieces are going to go in the piece we just glued. But in the meantime, I can stamp on here, Thinking of You, which is from the Butterfly, was it Butterfly Wishes? Sketched Butterfly, Thinking of You. Right at the top. Some of these fonts, I love them, but trying to stamp, I'm trying to line up the thinking and it's going uphill. The U is going uphill, so I was centering it on the of. And then this cutest stamp of all time, it's going to be done in Pool Party, and it just looks like a few little sparkles. And it's this one right here. And there's a few of the designer paper sheets that have this stamp on them. It's really cute. It's a great product suite. Okay. I think we're done stamping. Layers and layers. Okay, so this is going to go in. Yeah, that dried just fine. This is going to go right into here. At first I was putting it there, and I thought, no, if I continue it just a little bit longer, it'll make it obvious that there's something hiding in there. So I'm going to put glue just down at this part, then I'll lift it up and I'll put glue on this part. It just makes it a little bit easier to maneuver the paper while I'm tucking it underneath. So there's this. See, if I had glue all over everything, I'd have glue more all over me. And I'm looking at the layers. That looks equal. Okay, so that can stay there. Now, put a little here. Okay, and this goes on. Oh my gosh, I think we're done. So do you like it? And I know it's a little excessive. Okay, there it is. There it is. Sweet little butterfly. Sweet bees, little bees. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.